I saw it go, sir. People, I saw it go sometimes. Manners respect. Manners respect. How you all doing, people? People. It's nice outside, but it's cold out there. That's funny. It's beautiful outside, but it's freezing cold out there. So big up all of the warm people, them. You know, I go. Warm up on yourself anywhere on there. Step in at the house anywhere on there. It's March, people. I clean up my garden and I get it ready for the spring planting. I don't know I go already. I know if you know freshen up the earth and mix up the earth and revitalize the earth. And since me have organic fertilizer for my plant them, right? When me use the compost, I always the peel and stuff. All of the stuff them what throw in the garbage. I want me throw in the bin. And then me add dirt to it, right? And then it's broken down. And then it becomes like organic fertilizer. So the food that we eat, the food that we eat or the food that we plant and circulate, right? We plant the food, we eat the food, we eat the food, hence plant, eat, repeat, which is very important, people. Myself, we cannot get away from growing our own food because growing our own food is so. I mean, I keep on saying it doesn't have to be a ton. Lettuce, if I look at lettuce, any little thing where one can reap within a short period of time, we can give like add it to the food get from the store and stuff like that. Because the food that we get from the store, trust me, it's all it's all chemical, it's all hurry up and grow, no taste, nothing has no taste because it doesn't that's not what it's supposed to do. It's just supposed to just stop the hunger. And that's a quote unquote, stop the hunger. It's not supposed to give you no nutritional value. So the people them make money, then you get turned on to more get turned on to more chemical, more health issue. All of the things them are not good for you. So that's why I stress the fact say you have to plant a little, grow a little, right? And just to get in tune with nature because you see it's therapeutic for you to plant. Walking, um, yoga, all of them things that is so important to your health and your well-being, your mental state. And those are the key to your existence. Those are the key to your existence. Those are the key to you getting along with other people. Because people who are in a one bad mood don't get along with other people. Right? So me keep on saying everything has to start with your mental state. And everything contributes to your mental state. Your environment, your friends and your family them contribute to your mental state, good or bad. It depends. I tell you, so we don't have no perfect life, because there's no perfect, quote unquote. There's no perfect. So, but well established life is pretty much what everybody desire, work towards most of the time, and it's not everybody work towards that in a sense. Them willing to work for what them want. Some people feel self for their desire is to take what you have and call it their own. I'm gonna tell you, say past, present, future, it's gonna be the same unless we change it, or change it with not just accepting the way it is, but finding solutions to the problems them. Knowing that we did always solution driven. We're always a problem solver. We create so much stuff by solving problems. We have so much heroes in our Philly family. In our Philly, yeah, Philly family, Philly culture. Because that's Philly family. And unfortunately we don't look on each other as family. We don't look at each other as family. People, there's so much things we may have learned and I got you. Many things I didn't understand before, but seeing it for myself, going through in it, and now open up the book and see so many different parts. And the lady said, if you are look on things one side, you're not gonna see the different spectrum of everything. And when you look on a different spectrum of humanity, we're all over humanity. But we don't highlight that. We run from that. Big up yourself, AI, cause AI now run from that. AI I learn from everything. That's why I say if we're not paying no interest to what's important, why should anybody pay attention to what's important? Just a ask. Just a ask people, because me and these questions, my questions never stop ask. It's just them people that stop answer my question them. So now I have to go find my own answers, people. So I'm searching for the answers to my questions. I'm searching for the answers to my questions. And I'm finding the answers to my questions. Ah, you see it. Okay, people. So the very fact I love to highlight greatness, right? And listen to great people talk about greatness and interject once in a while. Yes, because you know me. I always have to put in my brain sense. Makes sense. Right, people? So, again, I tell us that the people that I'm going to get the information them from, me share them because these people need to be highlighted too. And if we don't highlight who we're supposed to highlight, we can't complain. We can't complain about this and that. It's not being done. So one of the people them I say me information from is I Never Knew TV, right? And today is having an interview with N- Neriah Shiloh, Neriah Shiloh, right? And me tell you said there's so much great of us that we just can't keep on highlighting and highlighting and never highlight enough of us because there's so much great people before us that never get the opportunity to be the star, even though they're the star in their own right. Yeah, so this is an interview with Neriah Shiloh on why women struggle accepting the truth. I'm gonna say it's both sides of everything, every spectrum. So this is a lady speaking on ladies and people as we proceed. Cause I'm gonna tell you say, I can sit down here so and beat around the true story, but the true story is these people can speak for themselves. So as we proceed,
Appreciate you guys coming up.
Thank you.
We're gonna get right into it. First question I have is, I would like to ask about. I heard you speak about this in the past. I like you to speak about it now. Can you talk about the strategic destruction of black men and how the black community assists in the destruction of black men?
Sure. So, in order to uh, really get a full understanding, we need to go back. And we need to go back into about the 60s, when up until that time, Black families were getting married at the highest rates. They were out marrying whites at that time. When the welfare system came into play, they created the men in the house rule, which removed men from the homes, in which the government now became the men of the family. So, with that, it started to perpetuate a feeling that women started to feel as if they didn't need men anymore. Then, on top of that, we had the feminist movement.
okay, and that's one thing I spoke about before. Now, if the woman them did fight, they say, well, look, I need the man in the home, right? If the woman them did come together again, continuously fight, we say that can't happen because the kids them need a leader. But since the government say, okay, I'm gonna give you some money to take care of the kids, I mean, women still had kids after that. It's not like woman just. That's why I'm saying I don't like the single parent thing because there was a man there, but even that phrase single parent coming from this same thing that she's talking about, right? And then the feminist movement. I don't understand these stuff because remember, women was fighting for equal rights from way back, way before the feminist movement came in. And that me tell you, say them put something to something and put some meaning in it, put some advertising behind it, and it sells because we buy. People, I say when I'm in class, when I'm in school, we have to have class, right? And there's no subject in school we shouldn't be able to talk about when we're having class. I love that. As we proceed, people, as we proceed.
Had the feminist movement. So that also started to perpetuate the independence, strong Black woman. That label started to be put on us as well. Then you go into the
Okay, and a label being put on you becomes true once you accept it, people. A label put on you is true if you accept it. And can I say that's not me? I'm not. I've been like, you know what I say? You should have pushed back against that. There should have been a pushback against that. There's not no. Oh, there was a congregation of ladies who was pushing back against the very fact that they're being disrespected and called independent women because they've been fighting for independence way before they come up with this title. Once they slap it on you, you don't have to accept it. As we proceed, people, I am just saying, right? In this situation, it's how we handle the situation, make the end result what it is, right? As we proceed, people.
Put on us as well. Then you go into the 80s, then you got Oprah that comes into play. So from that,
I'm going to listen right you, right you hear Oprah name and get calling or something, right? And we didn't even highlight Oprah. Because Oprah, well, she's a she's many more than an entertainer. Trust me, she's many more because she has that school in Africa, right? So, but again, Oprah name come up in many different aspects of society and history. As we proceed,
from that, it's like, okay, women now are starting to be on television. We're starting to produce movies and books. You got Terry McMillan, How to Get Your Groove Back, and all of this stuff. And then women just started to think, like, hey, I don't need a man. At which time now our men are being incarcerated at high numbers because of the crack epidemic. They're dying, jails, all of these things. So now they're starting to look worthless, right? So if I'm at the time, they weren't CEOs and CFOs at the time, the women, but if I have an office job and I'm making $50,000, $40,000, what am I going to do with this man? I don't need him at this point. So then we started to teach that. We started to teach that to our girls. We started mothering our sons, teaching our daughters to be strong and independent. And then you have social media, which now came into play in this new century of big baddies and boss chicks and all of that. So I think that it's an accumulation of things. I think that I don't.
and it's accumulation of acceptance. And then she didn't say rap music and all of these stuff is stuff that we accepted in our society and make it become our culture beyond great advertising, right? So I am just saying, it's like these are the things the next generation must be aware of. There's always gonna be detour along the way. There's always gonna be detour. Right through there's gonna be detour for us not to be unlimited. That's like the rules. Creating detours, distractions. Yeah, distractions, detours. Two different things, but it means the same thing. Not for you to focus on what you're supposed to accomplish. As we proceed, people.
That so I think that it's an accumulation of things. I think that I don't want to say the man or the government. I think they started it and we picked up the baton, black women, and ran with it. Um, because at this point we really think there's no use for you all. So
You know what's wild? Um, I was speaking to a lady one time, right? And she didn't say that black men are useless. She said she was taught indirectly that black men, and this is an educated young lady too. She was taught indirectly that black men are useless. And it was kind of wild in the sense that here you have an educated person who is married saying that. I was taught indirectly that black men are useless.
and I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I was taught that because I was raised by a single mother, right? So and I have
Single household people, we need to correct these stuff, please. A single household. A single mother sounds like she only had the child by herself. And it's not that these are the things that make things sound so devastating. You know what I'm saying? As we proceed, people, again, these people are smarter than me, but I'm saying if we all speak the same language, how smart are we? Just saying. Just saying.
So, and I have three sisters. So she was raising uh, four girls, and she had to teach us to be strong. I guess she felt that she needed us to be strong, and in being strong, that meant you do not depend on a man. You know, men are dogs. They'll hurt you. You need to do your own thing. So subconsciously and not indirectly, directly, we were taught these things. You know, I personally should be part of that she woman man hater club because of what I was taught, but I'm not. You know, look at TV. Look at how you portrayed. I had a conversation on the way here. The only portrayals that we see of you all dead, jail, deadbeats. Where are the Bill Cosbys?
She should have said deadbeat detention. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna tell you, oh, the man them before used to be men, right? The man them before used to be representative of the community, right? But no, it's not like that, people. As we continue,
Where are the Bill Cosbys?
Oh, just a comedian also. I notice I see a lot of shows and movies. The man is presented as someone who is unreliable, someone who's very almost a buffoonish vibe, both for black men and white men too, in their defense, right? But it,
okay, and that's what I talk about the Mr. Bean. Once they bring on Mr. Bean, everybody wants to be a Mr. Bean, and then the women look at us like a Mr. Bean. As we proceed, people.
it's a vibe where it's like you can't, you're definitely not dependable, and you're not to be taken seriously in the TV shows and movies.
Mhm.
You know,
But when you say also white men too, when they do it, it's comedy. It's not something that sticks with them. When you all do it, that becomes a part of your characteristic and who you are as an individual and as a man. And unfortunately, I'm not saying, I mean, there's good and bad apples in every bunch, but the bad apples are the ones that are being put on Front Street and that everybody is seeing.
And that's true. That is so true. And then everybody has the assumption that's us. That's all of them. I'm telling you this company, right? I'm not gonna call their name, come tell someone do something specifically on this company, right? These people calling me and joking around. Well, there's no joking it for me. Calling me the N word. Ain't no joking that. So myself, if we don't respect ourselves, then people think that we are some joke thing. Understand? As we proceed, people.
Street and that everybody is seeing. So, like you're sitting here doing this, doing your thing, but you're categorized as a no good black man if you walk down the street and nobody knows anything about you.
even if they know something about you, still ain't shit.
That's right.
It's the truth, you know. It is. How long
Mhm.
have you been married?
For 13 years.
13 years.
Hmm.
How were you able to break that cycle? Because the excuses a lot of people have, the cop out is that, oh, I grew up in this environment and that impacted me, so I can't have a sustainable relationship. So when did you learn to have a sustainable relationship?
To be honest, and I don't know how she's gonna feel about this, but my mom had got remarried when I was about 13, and I saw the relationship between her and my stepdad, and I said I didn't want that. I wanted something different. I felt that when you love somebody, that there's a way that you treat people, and he was not my example of what a man was or what a relationship should be. I had a grandparent. Well, both of my grandparents were married until the other one passed away. I have an aunt that married into my family with my mother's brother. I watched her be a wife. She was my example of a godly woman and how a wife should be. And I took a lot of that from her. But innately, I just didn't feel that all men were bad. I mean, I've had bad experiences with men,
Yeah, swallow the poison.
but
And that's the thing. You're gonna have bad experience. I'm telling you, some of these things I'm learning, they're not always on the up and up, but we still have to learn them things here. So this is what I'm saying. I can't look at one race and say everybody in the race is bad. Maybe everybody in the race benefits from the bad people in the race, but not everybody bad. Because right through, there's other races that fight with us too. So you can't just paint everybody as the same. You have to get to know. And people can pretend. Yes, that's true too. In not any race people pretend, because people pretend in a few race to be one of us and they're not. They absolutely don't like our race. So we can't just paint everybody in one shade of one color. We just have to look at it overall as we proceed, people.
this is with men,
Yeah, swallow the poison.
but not a little bit, a little lot of bit, but it wasn't enough for me to just damn all black men to hell. Like, no, I love black men. I have a black son. I got a black brother-in-law that just drove 2 hours to come with me to make sure that I'm safe. So when black women are talking about there are no good black men out here, black men don't care if you're safe or not, that's not my experience. I don't even think a lot of these women go through the things that they're saying, right? I think that they are mimicking and they're just in this echo chamber, right? Because right now it's hot. It's
Cool.
it's hot to hate you. That's where you get the likes, the views. You get,
You
all.
see? And that's the following. Can't make up your own mind. Can't make your own decision. Just jumping on any bandwagon will come along. Instead of to take the information and think for yourself. There's so much amazing women out there. Past, present, and future. But we have to give them a chance to be. Right there, we have to give them a chance to be.
Other stuff. I don't even think that 90% of these women go through half of the crap that they are complaining about black men about. What I find funny is you have a black son, right? And you're saying this stuff, right? So what kind of man are you going to be putting into the world if you hate black men so much and you're out here proclaiming this? Your son is hearing this. So this is how I think it's systematic. It's because now they're hearing their mom complain about black men. Well, I'm a black man. So where does that leave me? So then you have another generation of a low self-esteem young black men out in the world that don't trust women, that feel that women, find no value in them. So what? Then we have a problem. This is the epidemic that we have, but people aren't looking at it like that.
You brought up another great point I got to touch on. I had this in a conversation, right? And I observe and I say, I think people say, a lot of times people get criticized for what they say, but I think they say this stuff just to get the views and the traffic. And because that's what's trending, it's becoming this snowball effect of this negative vibe in regards to, because if you were to look on the internet, you would see no one interacting. No one should be having kids. No one should be any type of relationship.
Mhm.
But I still see black people out here in couples and people still having children. So
Mhm.
how is the relationship so toxic, but we're still interacting offline?
That's
My point is pretty much the same thing. That's pretty much the same thing I'm saying. Because remember, right? If they're separating a man from the woman, if they're separating man from woman, and I say man can't talk to woman because um the government is gonna take space. Man and woman is still getting together anyways. It doesn't make sense. So just that point right there to say woman should have been fighting to keep the man in the house because it's pretty much it's a woman's decision. It's a woman's choice at the end of the day, right? People I'm telling them say them things. Ah, like up the life, people. Like up the life. As we proceed.
But we're still interacting offline.
that's why I say I think it's bull crap. You know, but they don't understand the detriment that they're doing when they're doing this. You know what I mean? Because it's a way for you to get clout. It's a way for you to get notoriety. Um, it's a wave right now, and I don't understand why. Because black men are the only demographic that you can get online and say. And I've watched a couple of different of these divester women that call black men bullet bags. That we should do post abortions when you have black sons, that you don't bring any value to the world.
People say that online.
Are you kidding me? Yes.
What they say they call black men bullet bags.
Bullet bags. It's one YouTuber. Her name is Divested Zelot. She is the worst. She is the worst. She said one time that she finds it sexy when a white cop is beating on a black man.
Is it black lady that said this?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Look her up. Absolutely.
Okay. That's cold for a woman to say that. People, for a woman to say that. Wow.
But this stuff stays online, and it gets thousands and thousands of views, right? So if I say something about the LGBT community, oh, I'm canceled. If you say something about black women, oh, you're canceled. The only people that we can just trash are black men, and nobody seems to care. I started a petition um, so that we can get these divestors labeled as a hate group because it's sickening. Again, I have a son, I have two grandsons, I have nephews, I have men in my life whose lives are valuable and worthy, you know. And so for people to black women who look, we part of each other. So for me to say that your life is worth nothing, and I love when police beat on you or kill you, that's giving the green light to say, like, who cares about you? You know,
And not the same thing, I say. We say it, if we say it to each other, exactly, exactly, that make it worse. Can't believe that people woman actually say them things. I mean, black woman actually have said them things there. I'm tell you, say everybody have them own agenda.
to say, like, who cares about you? You know, they call me mammies, they call me pick me's, they call me all kind of names because I defend and I advocate for black men.
Can we talk about single women not understanding how detrimental it is trying to be their son's friend slash girlfriend sometimes, not in a weird way, but
I know what you're saying.
yeah, instead of being their parents.
I just had that conversation the other day. So this is my theory on that. Women who do that, because they haven't found that in a relationship, a certain kind of treatment in a relationship, they now make their sons their little man. No pervert way, but just being able to have them do certain things and cater to them in a way that men don't, right? I think that they are damaging them. And this is what I consider a mama's boy, right? When people say, oh, he's a
uh, yeah, that's a term that used to be used. Yes, a mama's boy. What I mean, I tell you now. Sometimes it needs to be said, people, and it's not said. That's a problem, right? So these boys now, and grew up a certain way. Me grew up a lot with my sister, and people say my sister spoiled me. But I did a lot of things on my own. I had to learn on my own. So me not think say she cuddled me in that sense. She was tough. Trust me. As we proceed, people.
he's a mama's boy. Yeah, because his mother made him her little man. You know, you the man of the house. No, he not. He your son. He ain't the man of no house. Stop doing that. Stop giving him the responsibility of when you say that, that comes with a responsibility, right? And you telling a 10-year, 11-year-old boy he the man of the house. No, he not. He a child that lives in your house. Strong, independent black woman. That's who he is. Um, when he gets a woman, oh, mama gonna be pissed at that point because all of the things that he did for her, he's gonna do naturally do as he's supposed to for his woman. And now she's not gonna like anybody that her son is with because she sees them as competition now. So mentally, you know, she's going to make her son damaged goods because then he's going to feel the need to always have to make sure his mother is good no matter what's going on, whether it's taken away from his house and spending time with his woman to run to his mother's aid because she wants to just assert that authority to see if he'll still come and she's still number one in his life. I hate when mothers do that. You know, there's a time when you are number one in your son's life, but then when he grows up and he has a family and he's in a relationship, she's supposed to be number one, that woman, not you. You know, so they don't understand that they're creating the men that they say they hate. They're creating the men that they say is mama boys can't do nothing. Why are they not this? Why are they not that? You doing that by making him your little boyfriend, making them. I have a girlfriend who brags, my son buys me flowers and he does this and does that. And I'm like, girl, that ain't cute. Is it like Mother's Day? Is it something like limit that? Because now you're making him feel like this is an expectation for you to be happy. He ain't supposed to make you happy. He's supposed to just be compliant with the rules. He's supposed to just do his thing, and that's that, you know. But they don't understand that. But that's because they can't keep a man, so they're creating their right there. And then when he turned 18 and leave, then what?
I think another aspect we need to delve into deeper is that that young man doesn't have the skills he needs to survive in this world. Something crazy. When I was teaching, I'll never forget this, right? A mother came to me asking what to do with her child. And the child was bragging how he just got some sneakers, right? I think he was 16, 17 at the
Mm.
time, failing all his classes, very disrespectful boy. And so I said, is he working? She said, no. So I said, so why is this man getting sneakers? This man is clearly failing all his classes. What type of message are you giving to this young man? But she doesn't understand why she's having a problem. But she can't see how she's contribute to this man's behavior.
And that's why I said they are pushing into the world the men that they say they hate. because reward without works is like what's the reason?
That's the thing. Say that again.
Reward
Yes,
without
and
works.
that's what takes place.
Hmm.
It's creating confusion in their mind.
Exactly. So if my mother did it, then when I get with this woman, yeah, she gonna do it too. I don't have to I'll buy some flowers, I'll take out the trash, but I don't really have to give my 100%. I don't know how to give my 100%. This is my 100% because this is what I did for 18 years.
And it's another thing too, man, that they're missing out on. I give thanks for my father. The they don't know how to figure things out, but they don't know how to provide. But what's the term I'm looking for? It's not provide. They don't know how to get through hard times because they always get a bailout.
Who the
The
sons?
sons,
Oh
right?
yeah.
That's the thing that they don't learn how to like get through rough times because mommy's always bailing them out. They know in their mind their mother's gonna come save them.
Yeah.
You know,
So they can do whatever they want, and mom is gonna come with that safety net, and that is detrimental to them because then they get into the world thinking that the world gives a crap about them, and they don't. But again, the mom wants to be a savior. You know what I mean? This is her baby. Like, I created, you belong to me. It's a possession thing, so I'm going to do that. And they don't realize how they're harming them. I mean, my son washes dishes, all kind of stuff. Ain't nobody got time. You have to learn how to take care of yourself. And that's why they say mothers raise their daughters and love their sons. So when they loving on their sons, they're just so lenient on them. They get away with murder. He don't have to take out the trash. He don't have to wash the dish. He don't ask mine. He'll tell you, we don't play them games. So sometimes as a parent, you want to give your kids what you didn't have, and you want to make up for the things that you felt you needed and didn't have. So now you provide it to your kids. And unknowingly, you don't know that you're harming them. I mean, I will say that, because that happens. But you have to realize that when you have to go to somebody, like the lady went to you to say, hey, like, what's going on, that there's a problem. And then you can't get mad when the person tells you the problem, though.
uh, but people, that's the truth. Telling them the truth is gonna be a problem. That's why I keep on saying though. Sometimes the truth is not it's not easy, but you still have to accept the truth. As we proceed, people.
The part is that you have to understand that you're contributing to the delinquency of it all. So God forbid something happens to you, how is he going to survive? How is he going to make it? He going to get a job and go half the time because mommy ain't never really made me have to do anything or follow through with anything. That's going to be the mindset, you know. But don't tell no black woman nothing about her child. You crazy?
yeah, I know already. I
You
experienced numerous
crazy.
persons I was teaching. There's one thing I want to touch on too. You brought up in regards to providing your child with the things they never had. When we speak about it, it's always in the context of material things, but
Hmm.
not in regards to life lessons and skills to thrive. And
Hmm.
I think we need to change that dynamic in our culture. Where yes, I'm going to provide my daughter with something she doesn't have, I didn't get right.
Hmm.
In regards to skills, how to thrive in this environment compared to some shoes or a device that's not helping her in the future. So
Because unfortunately, as a people, we equate things, material things, with taken care of.
Name brand more. Name brand more than anything else. As we proceed, people.
Providing. We actually were having this conversation coming here in the car, right? And we were talking about how our generation um, did a disservice to the generation behind us, our kids and stuff, because we didn't provide them with the knowledge of certain things. We weren't apologetic for mistakes that we made. We think that giving you things makes up for the lack of emotional intelligence, of affection, of direction, of all of those things that we should be giving our kids. But because we didn't have it either, we claim, well, we don't know how to give it, right? So if I didn't get it, how do I know how to give it to you? So, but what I do know I can do for you is I could buy you these Jordans. I can get ahead and buy you this, so I can get you a car, or I can do all of these material things to show you that I love you. And sometimes that's some people's love language, but we have to understand that it's deeper than that. That we have to help them develop that emotional intelligence, that how to be able to navigate through these waters that we call life, especially young.
And that's with the Christmas thing with everybody give Christmas. So why am I telling us say, oh, these things, people, are some serious things them here, These are some absolutely serious things. So we just give, that me say, we just give and say, give is love. Gift is love. Spend no time all year and then you say, here is a gift. It says, I love you. People, as we proceed.
Young black men, you need to know how to make it home when you get stopped. You need to know to make sure that you got this consent for this young woman say that you done did something to her you ain't want her to do in the middle of it. Like, it's so many different things that we need to be teaching our boys and also our girls, to not put yourselves in situations for things like that to happen, or don't put people. I've seen young girls cry assault when it didn't even happen because she was mad, right? And destroying people's lives. We need to teach them that. What do you do with that anger? That's part of the emotional intelligence. What do I do when somebody hurts me? How do I try to get them back and get them jump shot, call the police just because I'm mad and they didn't really do anything? So yeah, we need to learn that too, because a lot of us didn't get it. Our parents were busy. We was latchkey kids. We was raising each other.
Can you break down the difference between the psyche of Black women who have successful marriages and those who cannot maintain a healthy relationship?
I would sum that up in one word, which is ego. I think that to have a successful relationship, you cannot have an ego, right? Because relationships are hard, and it requires you to sometimes do things that you may not want to do, to conform to certain things you may not want to do, but it's for the betterment of your relationship.
Okay, there's that word again, conform. And people, you guys know the way I feel about that word. That means you have to give up yourself. Is not conform. Submissive. No, submissive is what I don't like. Conform, I think in everything we have to conform anyways. Because once you go to work, you have to punch in. If they say 9 o'clock, you have to punch in 9 o'clock. If you have to leave at 5, you have to leave at 5. So conform, I say okay. The submissive part, no. As we proceed, people.
And things you may not want to do, but it's for the betterment of your relationship and your family. Compromise is a big key to a successful.
Yes, that's the word right there. I love that word. Compromise. That's the word. We need to compromise. Because again, you have your views and I have my views. So let's compromise. Let's work things out. And that's agreement between people. As we proceed, people.
I'm gonna say marriage, to a successful marriage. Um, these new modern women, those are the people that I speak to, because women my age and a little bit older, we kind of get it. It's these new women. Um, they want to be unruly.
These new women. Ah. Look, it's It's not new women. It's the same. It's the influences that these women have. The continuous education first. We the influence that we get changes the trajectory from where we're supposed to be going, right? So it's not new women. It's the teaching that these women got. Just like the university was churning out nurses and doctors. Yes, it's the same thing. It's the guidance that they're getting that's not guiding them in the right path. And she said it from the start. The influences of all these other equations. As we proceed, people,
Um, they want to be unruly. They want to do what they want to do. They want to exhibit this bad behavior, twerking everywhere, walking out half dressed, talking how they want to talk, being how they want to be.
and the man is the same. And this is what I'm trying to show you though. Like past, present, future, it doesn't change, right? It's how we accept things. It's how we accept things. Literally say a woman can look good, fully clothed. A woman look good, half naked, but you can't be half naked anywhere and everywhere. Meanwhile, you could look good, well dressed anywhere. That's the difference. When you're just half naked, it look like say you're going to one strip club. And most of the time that's not where you're going. But that's the image that comes in people's mind. So that's why people treat in a certain way. It's how you present yourself to them. As we proceed, people,
If you're twerking everywhere, walking out half dressed, talking how they want to talk, being how they want to be, with no repercussions and nobody to answer to. So the psyche is the ego. If they can tone down and understand that when you're in a relationship with a man and he loves you, he wants the best for you, that you can learn something from your husband. Your husband is supposed to teach you things. Your husband is supposed to guide.
hello. ah, 1000% agree with that. There's no way I'm going to be with you and say, I don't care about you to educate you. I don't care about you for you to get better in whatever you endeavor you want. I'll be a real selfish person if I can encourage you to be the best you. So all me want to be the best me, and me not want the person beside me be the best her. I totally agree with that, 100,000%. As we proceed, people, I got to understand if people them care about who is gonna take care of you guys, look out for you guys. People them who don't care, and them are gonna show it, and who don't believe it. As we proceed,
Your husband is supposed to teach you things. Your husband is supposed to guide you. So they don't have the mindset to be able to accept that because they feel that submission is a horrible word. That submission means that you're somebody's lapdog. That submission means that you don't have a voice. And so once they can get past that, the all about me mindset, and get into the us mindset, then they're going to stay single forever.
I, I'm glad you're on here as a female because we have this conversation amongst men.
Hmm.
And based on my observation, right, I'm not no marriage guru, but I have a good marriage, a very good marriage. I've been married for over a decade. And what I notice with women is that you see when they're doing what they want to do for that duration of time, they don't learn the skills that are needed for a healthy relationship. So when they get all burnt out now and they want the healthy relationship or they want a long term relationship, they don't have the skill set to do so.
Hmm.
And I think that's the part they're not understanding. They feel they can do whatever for this duration of time. It's going to flip a switch and they're going to be in a situation. And I think that's where they're really dropping the ball because they want the relationship down the road,
Hmm.
but they don't have what it takes or even looks to climb. You get what I'm saying?
Women age like milk, right? And men age like wine. That's just the way that it is,
Right.
right? So you can't be out here demanding certain things at 50 that you want now, that you don't want to be a whore no more, that you did when you was 25. It just don't work that way because the level of men changes, the quality of men changes at that point. Um, People aren't going to do certain things for you that they would have done when you were a little bit more attractive versus when you got with them when you was 25 and you grew old together. It's different. He love you now. But you can't walk in the door 50 talking about, here I am, I'm ready. Just like what was it? Taraji P. Henson. At one point, she was like, I'm single, I don't need a man, independent this. Then now she's screaming, black man, we need you. Get out of here because you finished whoring around now. Nobody wants that.
Uh, if I should say that, my channel will get shut down. So I didn't say that. Allegedly. Uh, and that person she's talking about is a big star. You guys need to Google her. As we proceed, people.
Right? Like, and they're so set in their ways. Will you be able to conform to what it takes to be in a relationship now? That's the question. Because these new women, they don't cook, they don't clean, they don't do nothing. They just want to, put their lashes on, get them lace fronts, look fly, do all of that stuff, but they know nothing about keeping a home. They know nothing about rearing children outside of dressing them up cute and putting them on Instagram dancing. Like, what do you know about being a mother? And it goes back to these independent women from the 80s and the 90s that did not teach their daughters how to be wives. We are the only culture that does not teach our daughters to be wives. We teach our daughters to be independent women. We teach them how to be boss chicks. We teach them how to be everything else but a wife and a mother. And there's a balance. You could do both. I do it. You can do both.
I have a question, right? So, do you think there are enough men for women? I know statistically not, and I want to put this in context. Uh, I'm not talking about just numbers. I'm talking about people that are compatible for each other. Do you think
Mhm.
there are enough compatible mates for each other, despite the disparity in men versus women numbers?
Absolutely. I think if people get off the bull crap, right? There's absolutely enough. Because let's be clear, everybody ain't straight, right? So you got some women in there that don't even want a man, right? But then you have the ones that do want to be in a heterosexual relationship, and there is. I am not saying, and this is where I think people get me wrong. I am not saying men are perfect at all. Like I said, I done kissed some frogs. I done had some things, so I get it, right? But what I am saying is that for women, we need to take accountability for how we act in relationships, how we present ourselves to the world, how why men are upset with us. We don't want to just look internally and say, I just can't. When I get mad at my man, call him the B word. Like, who does that? Who stands toe to toe with a man like a
People. You guys have to go listen to Ticket TV talk about that girl that did that talk about. Ah, people, I'm sure this lady didn't listen to that. Um, and Neriah Shiloh didn't listen to that tape that lady make. But that would be a perfect example for this woman going toe to toe with somebody who's saying, I don't know you. As we proceed, people, that's what I'm gonna try to show you. Say, you see, once them start accept the wrong as right, there's people out there saying that's still wrong. As we proceed, people.
that? Who stands toe to toe with a man like another dude in the street ready to fight? Right? So if we can learn to behave and get in order, there's absolutely enough people that are compatible to be with each other. That's the way the Most High made it.
Can you talk about the dangers of single people being the voice for black relationships and the black family?
Um, let's start with Oprah, right? Like Oprah has had Stedman for how many years? He just been in the background benefiting off of whatever it is she has.
Across America, predicting the outcome of
And all these years I hear about Stedman, right? All of these years I hear about Stedman, and Stedman doesn't say much. He doesn't talk about much, right? It's crazy, isn't it, people? Oh boy. As we proceed, people, this lady's talking some facts straight up.
He just been in the background benefiting off of whatever it is she has. She doesn't have any children, but yet and still people run to Oprah to listen to Oprah's advice on relationships. The dangers of it is like the blind leading the blind. What the heck can somebody tell you about something that they have never experienced before? This is like me trying to do a surgery and I ain't never been to school for it, and you just gonna trust me to open up your brain and just start going in there doing surgery. It'd be ridiculous and stupid. And people that listen to people that have no experience shows the lack of intelligence, because how can I say it? I think that people think if they read books, right? And see, I'm not a book person, I'm a life person, right? You can't read a book and tell me nothing about myself. This is kind of why I have a problem with I love therapy, and I think therapy is a good thing because it helps people. I've actually done it. But then I do have a problem with my therapist at times because you have not walked in my shoes. You only read these things in books. So I think people think that when they read books, it gives them the knowledge to be able to direct your life or give you guidance. Nah, that's not how that works. You have to live and learn so that I understand that you know what I'm going through. If I'm telling you that my husband is saying XYZ to me and it makes me feel this way, how do you relate to me? With something from a book? So, but I think that these people have been put in the forefront, these single folks, because again, it perpetuates that whole systematic breakdown of the black nuclear family. And that is what it is, because there are hundreds of happily married men and women who are therapists or who are relationship coaches. We don't see them.
And we don't want to hear from them too. This is the thing. We don't want to hear from them because when they talk, they're going to give you something that is going to hold you accountable, and you're going to have to work at.
Mm-hmm.
This other set.
And that's the you see the thing, people? Accountability are one of the biggest thing where we don't want. We don't want that. When we can just blame somebody else, blame the devil for everything. I'm telling us, say, yo, them say the devil is in the detail. Let me check the details. There's no devil in it. The man that tell life for the devil. Yeah, people, there's no accountability. That's why there's no prosperity, no ingenuity. We just we just a float along. Very eye opening, people. Trust me. As we proceed, people, come tell the same time I'm there.
going to hold you accountable, and you're going to have to work at.
Mm-hmm.
This other set for entertainment is just complaining, and there's no follow up to it. It's just a complaint. There's no work. There's nothing to improve on. It's like a complaint, and you go about your day.
Mm-hmm.
Listening to them, you can tell that they're one not in a relationship, or they haven't been in a relationship for any period of time, and also they're very immature in regards to how they break down the dynamics of a relationship. But I equate that to church, because
Mm.
a church where a pastor actually, I'm not a church person, but if you have a church where a pastor actually teaches, it's going to be empty. If you have a church where it's just screaming and shouting, it's going to be packed.
Yeah, we want to be entertained. We definitely want to be entertained.
Yes, again, people, we just want to be entertained. Yeah, people, of course. That's all we want to do. As we proceed,
I watched this video the other day, and it's similar to the question you just asked about, single people and whatever. So this guy said he's been married for 20 years, and before he got married, he asked his fiance. He said, "Hey, when you get into an argument, if we get into an argument and you get mad, who are the first five people you gonna call?" And she named the people that she would call. So then he said, well, these are, and he asked her, well, why would you call them? And then she said, because, they'll give me good advice or whatever, whatever. So then he said, well, these are the five people that I'm going to call. And she said, why? He said, because they are going to tell me all of the good things about you and why I need to stay with you, versus the people who you're going to call that are going to be telling you why you need to leave me and that sort of thing. So we need to make an agreement that you have five people that you call that will talk sense into you, that like me, and I will do the same thing for you. So then that way it'll help us stay together, because the people she wanted to call were single people, who aren't in relationships, and it would destroy his marriage. So, but I thought that that was really cool, a cool thing to, I've never even thought of that, because you just call the first person and then you just want somebody to co-sign with what you feel. And he's basically saying, nah, call somebody that's going to go against what you feel and tell you the right thing. And I dug that.
and that's the real people in your life. That's how the people are gonna call you and say, yo, straight, I tell you the truth. When things are that right. That's a balanced person within themselves. That's why I say your friend them have responsibility too. The friends that you have, they have responsibilities too. Them for them responsibility is to be responsible for you when you're not responsible for yourself. That's why I'm say community, friendship community. As we proceed, people.
Somebody that's going to go against what you feel and tell you the right thing. And I dug that.
Do you feel, um, not in a like an absolute vibe, but do you think married people should hang around single people? In regards to not like a segregation vibe, but I mean like a close knit group. Should you hang around single people? I want to hear what you have to say about
Kind of, sort of, right? Because you can't, it depends, right? It depends on the single person, right? Now, if I have a single friend and she just out here popping that thing all over town and want me to go with her, no, I'm not going, I can't, I can't do that. But if you have single friends who respect your marriage, respect you, and they also want the same thing, but they just haven't gotten it yet, I don't see anything wrong with like hanging out with them in situations that are appropriate. Like, yeah, we can go to brunch, we can go to the movies, but we're not going to take no girls trip, because you're going to be bringing people in the room humping and doing whatever you want, and I'm married, and I shouldn't be around that. So I think within reason, because yeah, I don't see anything wrong with
it.
that.
Do you think majority of women are happy for their friends' marriage, or are they jealous?
No, no, they not. That's why they try to get in your ear every chance you get. They get. Are you kidding me? They want what you have. Now, if you ask me about having a lot of girlfriends as a woman, I'll tell you no, right? Like, I don't think it's wrong for people to hang out. That's just not my thing. I don't trust women. I don't trust single women around my man, my house, or anything. Because given the opportunity, they're looking in a window and they're seeing your happiness or what you're letting them know, and they want that. They want to test it. I do not trust women as far as I can throw them.
So what's up with the sister? That's why I'm laughing because I was hearing about the sisterhood. I see
Ain't no
the
sisterhood. That old fake sisterhood. Yeah, go
I
ahead.
know it's fake still, but I just wanted you to elaborate.
Please, they could miss me with that. I do not buy into that whatsoever. This is how I'm able to keep my relationships tight and strong, because I do not allow, like, you ain't spending the, girl, don't drink too much because you can't stay the night here. We're gonna get you an Uber. My husband, he don't need to be down here. He said hi as he went up to the room. You don't need to be around my man. I do not do that. I do not.
People. So what? So okay, if a woman say that, right? So how you think a man supposed to feel when around a woman? You're not supposed to feel the same way. Eh? It's true, it's true. You not trust a man around your woman. And I said trust no man around your woman or your woman around whatever the stipulation. It's just you not trust them. Cause me say man tell me certain things. So them just want to know say him think say fit him woman not cheat, and him just want to prove to him say him woman not cheat. That's all him want to prove, you know. And I like say him like the girl, and I like say him love the girl, and I like say him just want to prove something. That's why I say more time I hear man say certain things, it's it's just conquering. Them just want to do it just because there's someone tell other man say them do it. Me are the first. Me get she. Are you gonna marry her? Them things are not coming in a conversation. Because I saw we man create this thing of conquer. I'm gonna tell you say that we teach each other. When we talk to each other at them things that we not talk about. Okay. I'm tell some God this barbecue, you know, and the way the man I talk about him wife, right? How was the conversation? Let me see. So the way the man I talk about the wife, right? I say, wow, that's amazing. Just to hear a conversation like that, a man I talk about him girl like that. And him say, yeah, I'm getting married. It's my party we're keeping. It's for my wedding. But just the way the man I talk about him wife, may I tell you, it's so different for hear a man I talk. I'm not understanding now. For hear a man I talk, the things when man talk about woman and them things there. It gets so it you can't say passe, so it just gets so played out. It becomes such a way say uno really, really, really not care about woman. There's no way I don't care about woman and I say them things here. I tell you from a little bit me, it's like me always I say that. How is it man can say them things about woman and then go home, go sleep beside a woman? Because the woman knows what they must say about them. Pull out the net back. Chain them up and electrocute them. Oops. But just as say people. Come tell us some man devastating, you know. Man just destructive, first of all. But me tell you say, even when me have my own business, I sell t-shirt. Instead of man buy a t-shirt, the man I tell you say, yo, put some pebbles on it, put some gun on it, put some people. As we proceed, people, as we proceed, yes, because we tell you say, I am in class sometimes. I'm tell you say just because this is my class, and someone take it over. But I tell you say these are the things I'm really, really think about in life as we proceed.
Be around my man. I do not do that. I do not play that game. You talking to him? What we talking about? I want to hear what happened. I'm not doing that. I don't trust women. That sisterhood is a way for them to get in and get your man. Please.
Those, this one is spitting fire. Ah, sorry, people. I am I am enjoying it. You hear me? I said because I tell you, say all of them people are smarter than me, and they're speaking their truth. It's coming from her mouth. This is how she feel. She's married, right? She have her family. Yeah. So she know she talk about she married for longer than 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. Uh, and she said we used to be the most married people in the world, but they were just dash for that. Yeah, we just dash for that as we proceed.
Sisterhood is a way for them to get in and get your man. Please. Crazy.
So, oh, I just want to touch on one more thing on this for me to next question. So, I just want to be clear. You see it as a red flag if a woman has a lot of girlfriends?
Yep. Yep, because those are her people. Those are the people that's in her ear. You know what I'm saying? And if you have an unhappy one of your girlfriends have an unhappy relationship, but you good, she won't poison that. That is just what women do. And it's indirect and directly. They wait for something to happen to be like, girl, I told you you thought that man was all of that. I told you he wasn't all of that. Here, come out with me. Or did you talk to so and so? So and so asked about you. It's like little snakes in tall grass.
Why do you think that's the case?
Oh, let me answer that. Mystery Love Company. Because everybody wants you to be like them. Whatever they're doing is what is supposed to be your main focus, right? This is why I'm saying though, as long as you can interact with other people, right? And still have your own life, you're good. But once you start make other people life your life, that's where the problem comes in. That means you're not living your life. You not live your life. You live somebody else's life. As we proceed, we will share say, cause she probably have more than what me I say.
It's in tall grass.
Why do you think that's the case?
Women have, see, I don't want to get real spiritual about it, but it's a spiritual thing, right? This is that Eve and Jezebel spirit that's going around in these women. Eve is the reason we die today because she wanted to know as much as God did, right? So it's her fault. That's the same spirit that's going around right now. That Jezebel spirit of wanting a man to lust you. Women want what they can't have. And if you into me and she see you into me, she want that. And that's the way that some women are designed.
Is that the reason for their attraction to married men?
Yes, I want to see if I can take them. I don't mind being a side chick.
But what's the rationale? That's the thing I don't understand, though. And I'm glad to have you on here from a female perspective because if a man is married, right, there's a minimal chance of any long term stable relationship. And there's a minimal chance that this man is going to leave his family for that person.
Again. This is where the adventure comes in for her. It's just an adventure. It's just like, let me see what I can do. That's the power of a woman, though. You guys don't understand, though, man. So instead of a woman like that now be creative, finding her own and create her own castle with her own king, just kick over your bucket of milk. And I'm telling you, it doesn't just go for women alone. It goes balanced both ways. Man think them ways they too, just to kick it over. And more likely this someone that will do that can get other women out there and get more women. But again, it's not about getting your own. It's just about stopping you from having yours. And that's one of the things I said, me know, like I'm getting to understand, It's not even about having it. It's just about you not having it. Many times. That's why I say, when we look on even business, you open up one business and you have five people that open up the same business. It's not even a competition. It's just trying to stop you from having your business. So the mentality where we have the same mentality where them did have before. And this is why them says something is ingrained in within us, but we have to get to realize. And just like say the thorn in our hands, we have to pick it out before we can proceed to anything else. People, my tongue gonna come listen to my classroom because I'm in it, people. I am learning and I'm understanding it. Yes, trust me, I learn and I understand because I'm telling you, there's only better us, right? As we proceed,
A relationship, and there's a minimal chance that this man is going to leave his family for that person. So why do they put themselves in that situation?
It's the chase. It's the challenge. It's my stuff is so good. He going to leave eventually. I'm going to create this environment that makes him want to leave. I'm going to be everything that he wants me to be, that he's not getting at home, to make him leave. And the moment that you leave, she don't want you to, the challenge is over, right? But it's a battle. It's a battle of the woman. And I want what you have. And I'm woman enough and better than you that I could take them from you. And that's the mentality. Some of them say, I don't mind being, she got all the problems, I get the good stuff. That's lies. They want that man, but he just ain't leaving. And they will stay in that position for 20, 30 years and be crying in the back in the funeral when he died.
Can we talk about the importance of accepting constructive criticism and accountability for a sustainable and thriving relationship?
Okay. So I think that, and this is why they call me a pick me. I think that you guys do accept it. You have no choice because we always telling you what you do wrong, right? Um, Women, we have to learn to do that, right? But the reason that we don't know how to accept it is because people justify our actions. I don't care what we do. I don't care how ratchet we are. I don't care how many people we sleep around with. People will always justify our behavior for something that might have happened in the past. Her father wasn't there, so she's looking for love. This is why she's promiscuous. It's her right to walk out here and dress like a slut. Amber Rose started a slut walk just so that it can be justified to be a whore, right? So everything is
she's firing some shots, people. I'm telling you, say our main objective in life cannot be entertainers leading us to education and educate each other. It don't make no sense. We need educators to educate. We need to highlight the smart people them. I'm not saying we're gonna run out all of the idiot them, but we just can't put the idiot them up front. As we proceed, people, because this is fire. This is a fire class. Okay? This is a fire class. So if you can take the fire class, don't come to school. People, I'm loving education. I'm promoting education. Like, share, subscribe. Leave your comment on a comment. As we proceed, people, may I have to go find her and bring her on again.
justified to be a whore, right? So everything is justified for us. Um, we can't handle it. Women can't handle the truth. We say we can. But we can't. If you tell me that the reason our relationship is like in an uproar or something because of something that I did, that makes that will make me feel as a woman inadequate. That'll make me have all of these other emotions. So I'm just gonna flip it, Jedi mind trick you, right? And it's you, because if you didn't say that, but when you said it, you was like, and I'm gonna find a reason, and then if all else fail, I'm gonna cry, right? So you can leave me alone.
All right.
Ain't no accountability.
How did you grow to deal with constructive criticism in your own life from a man?
Because I was raised by a single mother, right? So I wanted that masculine male thing to kind of guide me. Like I yearned for that. Like I wanted a man to say like, "Hey, as a woman, you should blah 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 blah." Ladies don't curse, or like I wanted those things. So I welcomed it. So if I did something that was wrong, the thing with me in all of my relationships, I am, whether it's my marriage or my friendships or whatever, I can tell you when I did something wrong, or I can accept it. You know what I'm saying? From my kids to anything. If I did something to you and you tell me that, let me think about it. I'll apologize for it, think about it, and then I'll come back and be like, yeah, I see what you were saying, this, that, and the third. So I just like peace and solution, right? Like I'm not all for all of that hooping and hollering and yelling and that disarray and that ghetto love where we fight today.
This lady is serious, people. She's brutally honest and brutally serious. She's just brutal with the honesty. That circle, she's hammered into that square. Because people, more time the more the sugar without the medicine. You hear me I say? And so you get rotten teeth. We need to change the way we think about certain things, How we treat each other, how we respect each other. Enough love to all of the people that are married and in our good relationship. I know I say tough, but I still a hold out. And I just hold out, but I do the right thing then. Because recently, I tell you, say one man, him, I don't know him take out the same thing. I'm gonna put some metal in wife or in girlfriend or whatever. But me not understand, right? How we become so crucial to each other. It's like we not pay attention to that, We're not even paying attention to that, people. As we proceed, go and beat them, lady. Go and hammer them, lady.
Yelling and that disarray and that ghetto love where we fight today and now we going there and we had this passionate, crazy love make. Like I ain't about that. Like I just like peace, and so, and plus being a middle child, I was told a lot of stuff growing up, right? So I wasn't the oldest, I wasn't the youngest, I was right in the middle. So I kind of was, everything was like, you did this or you did that, or fix this better, do this. So I was kind of groomed to be able to receive information from people. But when I know that you love me and you have good intentions for me, I can receive that.
My brother said something. He was a guest on the show, Dr. J. Paul Hines. He was saying that everyone doesn't necessarily need a father, but they need fathering, and they yearn for fathering. But he was saying in the context of boys. You're saying the same thing in the context of girls.
Yeah.
Now, because they want that male,
and that's what I said. It has to be balanced on both sides. This is why the unity the unity on each side, which means the respect on each side, to make it 100%. And that are the thing that hold things together, you know. That is the thing that hold things together. As we proceed, people.
Energy. I know it can go in negative ways, but do you think some people just cut it off because they don't have it and go to the extreme side? Is that the reason where this I don't need any man or I won't interact with any man because they didn't get it and they just kind of like get turned off to it on the whole?
It could be not only that they didn't get it, but it could also be that when they had a bad experience with it as well, right? Let's not. I do not want to paint the picture that if fathers were there, that everybody's life would be good,
Facts, yeah.
right? Because there are some no good fathers, right?
Terrible, man.
There's fathers that do things to their daughters, to their sons, and all kind of stuff. It's not that. It could be rejection. It could just be um I don't want to be rejected, so I just act like I don't want it, but deep down I do. Everybody needs that. It's a balance. You have to have femininity and nurturing from your mom, and then you need to have that masculine, safe, secure directive from your dad, or like you said, a male figure.
Exactly, people. You see where I come back to? A male figure, it doesn't have to be a dad. So when you say single parent, now you understand why we need to change it. Because as long as there's somebody there in their life where them can go to and say, all right, then listen to what him and say, or that. It makes a huge difference. But once you're looking at everything singularly, the dad, 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 the dad. What about the uncle? There's no other male that exists other than the dad. Thank you so much. I love listening to this, ladies. As we proceed, people.
From your dad, or like you said, a male figure that means you well. We all need that. That's where the balance comes in at. If you look at how this generation is versus kids, I was watching this movie, this old movie. It was from the 80s, and I had said to my mom, I was like, look how these kids look in this movie, and they're teenagers, and it's like a sense of innocence there, right? There's no innocence here anymore, right? And that's the importance of having that balance. Because with mom, if mom got to work all the time, kids are left to their own devices, right? So you're learning from TV, music, whatever, your friends. The internet is crazy now, so there's really no balance anymore. So a lot of them feel like I just I just don't want it, but they really do. You need it.
What advice would you give to women so they can better take in constructive criticism? I want to be clear, constructive criticism. Healthy constructive criticism from the
Shoot,
heart.
dealing with black women, um, they gonna think it's an attack, but they just have to understand that if it's coming from somebody that loves you, or has some endearment for you, it's not to hurt you. It's to make you better. And people can help you be a better version of you. And that's the thing. They have to get out of their mind that people are trying to change them or control them, or you just saying that because you want me to be this kind of way. No, I do, right? For the betterment of us, not because I want to manipulate you or make you.
Hello? 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 Not to manipulate, Always to educate, so you guys can be the best, That's the main objective of being the bridge. So when on a crossover, you guys can be better people. You guys understand? As we proceed, people.
Of us, not because I want to manipulate you or make you a puppet. So they just have to understand that we are not perfect, right? So people are going to have some pointers on where we could brush up. When you go to work and your boss tell you you don't do something right, you don't get mad and curse him out. Why would you come home and do that to your man? So give him that same respect and understanding. And so just, your man is not your enemy. And if you can't take constructive criticism from him, then why lay up with him? Why be married to him? Why have kids with him? Why do all of those things if you don't want to listen to some of the things that he suggests?
I want to talk about the need for black men to get empathy to grow and heal.
Oh man, that's the, we kind of touched on that earlier on. What's a safe space for you? Like, who created a safe space for you to sit down and break down and cry and say this is too much? Where can you do that at? And I'm at
Good question, miss. Good question. And that me always ask, where do you find freedom of the mind? And people may go to 12 colors to find freedom of the mind. And that's where you break down and that's where you cry. When you understand how to free your mind. Take a deep breath, people. Let it out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. And out. That's where we find freedom of the mind. This is where we find ourself within ourself. As we proceed,
you do that at? And I'm asking you that question.
Me personally, I'm in a unique, fortunate state. I know that I have really have a strong group of friends. I have like 3 friends where we can really speak about anything. So I'm fortunate, and my wife. So I'm very fortunate to have that. But I know
your wife creates a space for you to do that.
Yeah, we definitely have a.
That's where all men need that. So that's the answer to that question. Is if we are in a marriage, there should be a time when you are able to look me in my eyes and say, baby, like, this is too much for me right now. And you should be able to cry if need be without me using that against you or it turning me off like he weak. Don't cry. Be a man. Men don't cry, but y'all are groomed that. Boys don't cry. Shut up. You a boy. Why you doing that?
but you can cry at funeral, and you can cry when your best friend get boxed up. So it's not like you can't cry. You just cry at specific times. Oh, people. Isn't it crazy? The things where people say and we're not looking into. I'm always looking at so many things. Always I ask question. So don't be mad, people. Don't be mad, because I'm telling you something now. Stop learn as we proceed.
Don't cry. Shut up. You a boy. Why you doing that? Why you this? Boys don't. So y'all are limited from the time that you little. Don't do that. Only girls do that. I'm guilty of that, of saying that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So you grow up with this place of, I'm gonna just have to figure it out. I can't tell anybody what I'm feeling, because if boys don't do that, men definitely don't do that. I need to be a man at all times. And being a man at all times means suppressing my emotions because I got a family.
You know, it's wild. I didn't know how broken men were till I became a man. So I don't know what it is. I don't know if I have to tell me your life story on my forehead, but people just start telling me their life story, right? When they get comfortable. And a lot of men, regardless of culture, economic status, education, they're going through the same thing. And once I learned that as an adult, I reflected on my childhood in regards to people's behavior.
Not the same thing. Similar situation. I was corrected on that. We are going through a similar situation. It's the same room at different time. Similar situation. As we proceed, people.
And it's like, and me and my friends speak about it. Bro never had an outlet. Like they don't work out. They didn't have any hobbies. They couldn't speak to their spouse. They really didn't have a friend. So it's like no wonder they were behaving like that because they bundling up all this frustration every day, and it comes out
Yeah.
at different times.
And sometimes it comes out in violence, sometimes it comes out in drinking, sometimes it comes out in drugs, sometimes I mean it could come out
pouring.
Yeah, in a number of ways that it can come out. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad because like I said, women have outlets where we can go ahead and express, and it's welcome. It's like, come tell me what you feel, tell me all of this, not y'all. You know, and it's only so much a person can take before they snap, right? So when y'all get mean or antsy, or if you do have an outlet, let's say you just want to play your game, you that nigga sitting on the couch playing the game. Right? Like, never mind you went out to work, but you just want quiet time. You don't want to talk to nobody. Like, keep the kids away from me. You just going there, let me just sit here and do this. You're not even allowed to do that because it's all me, 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 me. Let me tell you about my day. This is what my boss said. That lady at the job trying to kill me. They want to take my. We just want to just lay all our stuff on you, but don't want to relieve you of your stuff. I have been guilty of that in the past as well. So I'm not speaking on something like I'm a saint. That was a learned behavior where it's like you got to look at your man and be like,
That's a learned behavior. Man has respect, people. Man has respect. Man has respect, people. Man has respect. You have to break the learned behavior as we proceed, people.
what's wrong, boo? Even if you don't, sometimes he don't want you to give him an answer. He just wants you to listen and know that he's not going to be judged in that moment. Now, if you ask me what I think, then I'll tell you. Otherwise, I'm gonna just sit there and listen and rub your head.
When did you learn that? When did it click for you?
When my man told me that's what he needed. I gotta shoot. I ain't know. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I can do that. See, because the one thing about men is y'all say what y'all need. Y'all do. Y'all say what y'all need. It's us that'll just walk around like, and you supposed to read our mind, know why our lips is poked out, know what you did 3 days ago, why we still mad today. You should have knew what you did. Y'all tell us what y'all need. Now, whether we listen or not, is something totally different.
Now, that's what I say. Do y'all listen, ladies? Do y'all listen, ladies? Because if it's the same thing that's being said over and over and over, are you guys listening? As we proceed, people.
Because you do, because y'all would be like, look, I'm tired of eating out. That mean cook, right? But then it's like, well, I don't work all day. I'm not doing that, whatever. And then here she come with some McDonald's or some Popeyes or something, and then wonder why you going to the chick house who cook for you. Y'all say what y'all need. You know what I'm saying? We just don't listen because it doesn't have anything to do with us.
What's your thoughts on this? I hear this a lot. Women who work, right? They have an issue with cooking. What's that about? Like,
I don't know. Because I cook when I get home from work.
yeah.
And he be in there. And then he be like, what you putting together? Give me a second. And I cook.
But what's that about? Were you exposed to it? Like, what's up with this generation and cooking? Because I hear from a lot of brothers complain about the cooking.
Because they don't know how to. Their mothers ain't teach them.
By the way, people, I'm telling myself when I buy my sauce, I'll give you guys cooking lessons I'll give you guys 3 cooking lessons free. After that, I'll give you guys a discount. Honestly. People.
It's a vibe where they just don't know how to cook or they don't want to
They
cook.
don't know how to and they don't want to learn. Their mothers didn't teach them. I told you earlier on, we do not teach our daughters how to be wives. And part of being a wife and taking care of home is cooking. They want to go out to eat, but you can't take them to Applebee's or no places like that. But they just want to go out to eat. They don't know how to cook. Big Mama is not here no more. I learned how to cook by watching my grandmother being in there, breaking the green beans, cutting up the potatoes for the potato salad. Then she let you do a little bit more, and then a little bit more, and then now you make in charge of that dish. I learned how to.
And that's my tell us people, this is how it used to be. But I'm tell you say Kentucky line long go all the way around the corner because people just want to be in the line of Kentucky. And then it becomes like a lifestyle, and then it becomes a culture. And then them say, oh, all Jamaican love Kentucky. Me haven't eaten Kentucky in what, three years? And it wasn't like one of my favorite places to eat because before, when I just came to Canada, Kentucky, the taste different from how it tastes now. And now them just give you one box and charge you for the box. So if you don't want to look into these things seriously and understand them, whose fault is it gonna be? As we proceed, people.
And now you make in charge of that dish. I learned how to do that from that. You know, where's Big Mama's at? She at the club. I'm a grandmother, right? So the Big Mamas are different now, right? So they not in them house dresses no more doing that. It's like we want to be our kids' friends. We want to be cool. We living vicariously through our daughters because they have access to things that we didn't have access to. So now I want to manipulate her and make her a mini me to do all of these things. You know what I'm saying? And cooking ain't one of them because you want to snatch you up a man because you want the internet now. And go ahead and take a picture in that bikini so that NFL or NBA player can get in your DM. You want to set us up for life. Like it's a mentality. It's a whole mentality to this thing. And
It's a whole mentality. As we proceed.
come from, I created traditional values for my family. And when I say my family, my household and my children, I created that for them. You know, because God is not in a lot of this stuff either. Let's not like go over that point. We're in the situation that we're in because God is not nowhere near in none of this. So but I'm not gonna go there. But I'm gonna just leave it right here.
Okay, people. She said facts, people. She was straight up. She was on point on everything. I'm gonna keep on balancing. I mean, I know I'm not supposed to be balancing because the woman attack her side, but I'm just saying it's balance on both sides. Talk about the man them who used to be man because they used to be men. They used to represent. But nowadays, nowadays people, it's rubbish, absolute rubbish. And people is telling you, well, rubbish is good. How is rubbish good? When rubbish is rubbish. So they might even change your thinking and how you look on things. That's why I say all these words are just put together and everything just means one thing that has no meaning and no meaning has no meaning. So this one I say it just feels like we're in this loop. Yes, there's one and two people, right, who are enjoying outside because them escape with their money. But that's just a few. The rest of it still living it. People sometimes life is so amazing if we actually see life as amazing and not just see brands, name brand, all kind of brand. Always manners respect people because you see, every time them put you in a one situation or it seems like say we can't make it, we have to make it. Right? Anytime it seems like say we not make it, we have to make it. As we proceed, people, as we proceed. I want to thank all the people that must stop by, all of the thumbs up, like, share, subscribe to the program, comment, all of the people them. I watch and rewatch. Big up on yourself.